So on behalf of the Wheel Club of Coventry, I would like to welcome Julia from the YMCA to talk to us this morning. So welcome, Julia.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. And I know it was my colleague before that had agreed, so I'm glad that you came to me and asked if I would continue to deliver this as well. So thank you very much. It's lovely to see you all. As Janet had said, my name's Julia. I am the Youth Service Manager of YMCA Coventry and Warwickshire, which is a part of YMCA Heart of England, which I'll move on to how we became Heart of England a little bit later on. So as on behalf of the YMCA Coventry and Warwickshire, I'm going to talk very briefly about the housing aspect, just because it's not my area of expertise, but I will go on to the youth work, the youth service, and I'll talk a little bit more about what we do. So Coventry and Warwickshire, we have, again, two services, main services. We have the housing and youth. In the housing service is where we support young people to live independently within our housing units. So in Coventry and Warwickshire, we have around 54 units for young people to come and live with us and gain that support. We also work with those young people to move on into their own accommodation. We help them financially kind of get things in order, lots to do with independent living, cooking, cleaning, finding employment, all of that kind of all-round support, as well as their mental health and well-being support. And the colleagues that help the young people are called housing coaches. So they're the ones that work directly with the young people in the housing service. And then we've got the youth service, and the youth service has, again, two threads. We have a open access service, which is like your youth clubs in the communities. So that's voluntary access, so young people can come to us in our sessions, and in those sessions we have, it's not just playing pool or, you know, kind of playing Jenga. We have a lot more that goes in with the open access sessions. So we follow a curriculum, a youth work curriculum, and that's where we talk about mental health, bullying, internet safety, all the kind of topics that you can imagine come up within all the communities. So we've got to keep on our toes because they change so often. And again, technology happens and you have to think what new application is out and what's the safety features for those. And also about their well-being and their communities, what challenges that their specific communities are facing. So it's very responding to what's happening right there and in front of us and with the young people that we're working with directly. We do have pool and we do have games and sports, and we try and do as many social action projects, so voluntary projects for the communities, whether that be helping alongside with the food banks or maybe even setting up a female empowerment stall outside the centres so that people can get more information. So we do encourage them to work within the communities as well. So that's a bit about the open access. The next service that we run within the youth team is called our special programs intervention. So that's where we work with young people at a more targeted intervention type. So we run programs within schools, communities, centres, anywhere that we can find young people and that they would benefit, we can run them. So they're really flexible. And at the moment we have 4 programs that are widely used throughout the city. We have a male mentoring, so that consists of about 10 weeks of kind of mentoring a group of young males, and that can be primary school or secondary school or college or university age, or anybody, like I said, who is referred, we can make a cohort. And that talks about masculinity, talks about positive role models, it talks about aspirations and employability, and not having to go down your traditional educational route. So is there other options? And more recently, we have incorporated mental health, anxiety support, how to cope with emotional intelligence and resilience. We also do protective behaviours, and also, again, this is the new thing, is the COVID response. So actually responding to the pandemic and the challenges that are coming up, and we're kind of working through them. So that's our male mentoring, and it's called Inspiring Futures. They also do a bit of like lyric writing, so songs and things. And we've had some amazing young men come and perform their songs and things. So it's the best part of at the end when they do a presentation. We also have our female mentoring, which again is very similar. We do the same things for as we do with the males. Again, just targeted more towards different kind of challenges that the group might be facing. So it can change every cohort. It could be to do much about, you know, body image. It could be kind of abuse and neglect, sexual abuse, that kind of thing. Or it could just be about female empowerment, and finding our place and finding our voice, and just being able to support each other and find those support networks. We have a sexual exploitation program called Flourish that runs annually, but we've also run it in schools, which has been really good. And again, that's targeted on a referral basis from organisations such as CRASAC, to refer to us those who have been affected by either sexual abuse, exploitation, or domestic violence. And that's more of a targeted intervention of kind of healing and protected behaviours, empowerment, again, support networks, which is a really lovely intimate group that we do in the summer. And we've had girls walk over the O2 as a big trip at the end. Oh, sorry, I think I'm freezing. 1 second. Sorry about that. I'm going to plug it in just in case. Can you all hear me? Great. Sorry about that. Yeah, so the last programme we have is a mental health and again / COVID response programme now. So again, we're responding to the challenges that we're hearing about and that people are facing right now, which for us has been very much about adapting back into school life. It's been about being exposed to kind of risky behaviours, especially online, for online safety. Lots of low mental health, low moods. So that's what we're kind of tackling at the moment. So that's the youth service in a nutshell, and we do everything in between as it comes with the programmes and the funding that comes in. So funding wise, again, we rely on applications and bids to funders. So it's a bit of a chasey tail sometimes, but it's also amazing because a fund might come up and it can be something that we've not done before, and we can come up with a project or a programme or a provision. So it's really fun to be able to have that freedom to kind of shape the service as it comes along. So we recently, last March, I believe, March or April, merged with YMCA Birmingham. And as that, we've become YMCA Heart of England. So in Birmingham, it's they have the I think 84 residents. They might have more though. It's still very new to me on this side. They also, so they have different parts of the area where they house their residents. They have I think 4 nurseries, they've got a cafe, a conference and training centre. So it's been a fantastic opportunity for Coventry and Warwickshire to merge with Birmingham and become that bigger kind of accessible service across a wider geographic. They don't have a youth service as of yet over there, so that would be our next job, or my next job and my team's job, to move over there. So I'm really excited to kind of get started and see what we can build over there. Just trying to think. We are also part of the Coventry Youth Partnership. I don't know if that's something you've already aware of, but it's the youth organisations in Coventry that have partnered to make sure that we're standing together and working together across the city to be able to offer the best support. So we have the lead partnership, which is Positive Youth Foundation. And if you go onto the Coventry Youth Partnership website, you can list all of the organisations on there. But for example, if we had a young person that maybe we haven't got a service for, it's good that we can refer them on to an organisation that we do know, and vice versa. So we work very closely about so yeah, I think as a whole, I think I've said it all. I might add in, but if there's any questions, please feel free to ask.
Well, Julia, it's been an absolute delight and pleasure listening to you. And I just wish you all the luck in the world. And we've been so impressed by what we've heard. And thank you so very much for agreeing to speak to us, because we've all learned something. And I just think with your enthusiasm, how can you fail to succeed? That's all I can say.
Oh, that's so lovely. Thank you so much. And thank you for inviting me and having me in. And I'm open for anything at any time. So please get in contact if you have any other questions, or if you want me to join anything or talk about anything, or yeah, I'm open, but thanks so much.